92. If I fucked up the order, I apologize. I'm also taking care of my son at the same time hosting this space, so bear with me. Go ahead, veteran.
All right. Thanks, Carl. I wasn't sure if you could see me because my poor connection kept dropping out, but yeah, I'm in a good spot right now. So I just gotta say, I like that these spaces are being recorded because a lot of the stuff that I've heard really just helps support my thesis that the Venn diagram between liberals and conservatives is a perfect circle. I've heard people say that they want to implement laws to, you know, pretty much stifle people's free speech. The number of people who on a recorded space openly admit that they will, commit acts of violence against another person, assault, which is a crime, um, simply because they got their feelings hurt is, it's pretty ironic. So, uh,
Well,
and the thing is
before
like a lot of
you
people
get
seem to hold on. Okay.
before you get too lofty, let's be clear that we're talking notional here. No one has actually made an actual threat to any person, recorded or not.
No, right. I mean, no one's made an actual threat, but people have said that they're willing to spend time in prison. And I'll just say, like, you'll be lucky if you make it to a prison. If anyone tries that stuff on me, if you're close enough to me to be able to swing, you're gonna find a knife in your chest, followed by two shots of a Hornady 9mm. You're not
That's
gonna make
still
it to
true.
prison. Your family is gonna probably lose the house when I'm winning my defense case and you're paying for my attorneys. So it's just that I'm surprised that so many people will let their emotions run that wild. When I see, images of someone burning a flag, even though I've worked for the government, I'm pretty sure that they're not uh, protesting against me. They're protesting against the government. That's why they're, you know, burning the American flag as their free speech instead of like, I don't know what people would want. Instead, do they want a federal building bombed or something? Right. So in a peaceful way, they're simply burning a flag
They did that
that
already.
represents the U.S. government. And I have no problem with that. Right. That's their First Amendment right, something I fought for and will definitely defend. And it's like the simplest thing for them to do. And another aspect is like the assumption that people have that when they see someone burn, holding up another nation's flag, like a Mexican flag, that to assume that they are illegal immigrants and not American citizens is pretty wild. I know a lot of people don't know American history and they don't know that the majority of the West, uh, was Mexico, and that when the U.S. purchased that part of Mexico, uh, people didn't just leave. They didn't weren't all kicked out. Right, 90% of them were allowed to stay here and become U.S. citizens. So there's a lot of Americans with a Mexican heritage going back hundreds of years. So like to assume that someone waving another flag isn't an American, it's pretty crazy because I see people, waving Confederate flags. And I never see in the comments people are like, oh, these un-Americans over here, these foreigners, they come over here and they're waving a Confederate flag. Let's get them out of here. So, but I mean, I have heard liberals make a lot of claims that, these people should lose their First Amendment rights or we should pass laws to restrict their First Amendment speech and all that stuff. And I'm hearing the same thing in this space now. So it's pretty ironic.
You heard, but the majority of sentiment of the spaces has not been that we should pass laws. The majority sentiment of the space has been that we should caution those who do want to pass laws that the government will use those laws one day against us. You may have heard maybe two and a half people say that. And I say half because I believe one person wasn't sure on that. So it will be a misrepresentation of the stories that we heard here or the commentary that we heard here today to say that we wanted to pass more laws to restrict speech. Yes, some people have brought up Mexico and saying that you can go to their country and protest. And I countered that by saying, well, we don't like the fact that UK, Canadian, Australian citizens are being imprisoned or having a heavy fine levied against them for misgendering someone online. So, I think, and I respect you, veteran, but I think it's kind of disrespectful to say in this space that we're all thinking what you're thinking, that we're thinking.
I think the overall sentiment has been it's free speech, even though it may be very distasteful and repugnant to many of us, but yet it's still your free speech to be repugnant and distasteful.
That reminds me, I
Right.
gotta
Well,
go to
maybe it's
room.
just the majority sentiment of other fellow veterans that I've heard, um,
Nope. I wouldn't even
who
say
seem to
that. Oh,
have a
you heard.
stronger feeling.
I wouldn't even say that. That was one veteran that said that, and that was Navy at first. And I'm not sure if we got around to him or if he changed his mind. He didn't say, but I only heard one veteran say that. Doc,
Well, Corey said the
Joe,
same thing.
Corey said,
He would
basically,
get
if you
violent.
do,
Yeah, but you also said if
I
somebody
mean,
punched you in the face, you'd shoot him and stab him twice. So you
I
yeah.
forgot that
mean,
So
too.
Yeah, but that's self
can I retort
defense,
to that
Joe.
right quick?
You can't use
That's self
you
Can I
can't
defense.
retort
use
to that?
deadly force when somebody punches you.
Can I retort to that?
Hold on. I start
you're
getting
also
punched, and I
and
can't
veteran,
use deadly force.
You can use reasonable
As
veteran.
a
force.
You're
police officer, I'm
Veteran, if you
surprised you
could,
would
hold up,
say,
You'd be
hold
Can I
up,
surprised
hold
about
up,
a
retort?
lot of things. You don't listen a lot. You just do a lot of talking, and your
hold up.
emotions spew out like a little girl.
Also, veteran in California, which I'm assuming that you're still at. Uh, you're provoking the fight here because you just said your intention to do something uh, to someone in a recorded space. So therefore, if you're ever involved in a self-defense situation involving someone attacking you for exercising your free speech, and they decide to subpoena X to go through all of the recordings of spaces that you've been in, and you said that is going to come up in trial, and there it's going to look like you provoked it. Like a good prosecutor can make your ass look like you started the shit. So I'll be careful. I will be careful with saying stuff like that in spaces. I always say, look, I will defend myself. I will defend myself. I won't say what I'll do. I'll just say I will defend myself. If I'm attacked, I will defend myself. I'll leave it as general as that. But you saying exactly what you'll do if somebody violates your free speech can be used against you in court, and you might be the one that's losing your house and car and livelihood because they're going to say you provoked it. Oh, let me mute everybody. I let
"Wait,
Corey respond since you addressed him, and then you can respond back, and then we'll go to Rude because Rude really got to talk because he's up against a time crunch. So real quick, Corey, and then veteran, then Rude.
Well, it's funny. I sat here and I listened and I said, that's just freedom of speech. And you can say we want to, even though I felt like you was being a condescending bitch. Because you were. You were being a condescending bitch. You were trying to say something without saying something. And then now it's Corey who was trying to be violent. I said, I will put out the fire that you started or anyone started. They burn the American flag. I will put that, that will be my first action is to put out the fire that someone started of American flag. That then you said, well, if there's somebody's property, you want to get into the schematics of that. I said it's disrespectful. I didn't say I was going to just walk up and start punching them in the fucking face. I said I'm going to take an action to say I don't want the American flag to be burned. Now, let's go back to the other part because if we want to get disrespectful and everyone wants to be fucking disrespectful, then I can be equally fucking disrespectful because the fact of the matter is, yes, it is their First Amendment right. Like I said, it's my First Amendment right to burn their shit too. Now, we have a fucking quagmire. We have a fucking conundrum. We have all of the bullshit. You don't like that I burned that, then don't fucking burn the American flag. See how we respect each other's? We respect each other's point of difference, but you don't want to do that. So then you come and you take condescending jabs as someone's not going to fucking pick up on it. And then when I react, you say, "Oh, why are you being so emotional?" You know why? You know why I'm being emotional? Because I fucking can. That's it.
Hmm.
Well,
Popeye's got a sale on their chicken sandwich.
he does have freedom of speech to express his opinion.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, of course, he could be emotional. I'm not sure how it's a condescending thing. Like you just said, you'd be emotional, but like you walked it back from first saying that you would, uh, punch somebody who was burning the American flag to that you would just put it
Wait,
out. Like
For the
stop
record,
right
that
there.
was
Stop
me.
right
that's,
there.
That was me.
I've been here for a
Stop
long
right
time
there.
listening to this, man.
Stop right there. If you're gonna tell a fucking lie on me, that's when I stop you. I did not say that. Now you're making up shit.
yeah, I heard Corey say that he will put out the flag. I didn't hear him say that he would start something.
Then you went into the Second Amendment or the fact that I accosted somebody or I said something to him. Well, I got the Second Amendment. So you made that condescending fucking remark as if nobody in here has the fucking Second Amendment also.
Yeah, how
As
is that a
nobody was going
condescending
to
remark then?
as if nobody was going to fucking pick up on it. Well, guess what? If you do something that I don't like, I got the Second Amendment. Well, we all do.
That's not my point, saying that if you do something I don't like, it's just a matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, there
right?
you go.
And I
It's a
can't
fact.
compel someone to physically attack me, right? And have that just take away my self-defense, right? Like the idea
No,
of
no, go ahead, sir. Self
fighting
defend.
words that will compel
Just be
someone
good at
to
it.
to
Go
to
ahead, self
attack
defend and
you
be good at
isn't
it.
a thing.
Go ahead and self defend and be good at it.
Let me
Hey,
ask
Like we talked
veteran
about before.
question.
Well,
Yes.
hold on. Like we
Hmm.
talked about before. Like we talked about before. Be ready for the consequences. That's on both sides. Be ready for the consequences that come along with that. Enjoy your Second Amendment.
hey, I'm going to offer you both a Pepsi to stop this war. In fact, I think all of
I
us need
prefer
to go.
Coke products.
I thought it was a Coke
No,
and a smile. I don't
hey,
know what Pepsi's going to do.
hey. The Kardashians said I have to offer you, the police and the protesters Pepsi, and that's going to stop the fighting. So everybody gonna drink fucking Pepsi. All right, no, we didn't stop. All right, go ahead, Root.
Well, I wanted to ask veteran a question. I wanted to know, I first of all, veteran, are you a Democrat?
No,
Mm,
So are you a Republican or a Libertarian?
no.
Okay,
just
so
say what you are.
you're an American. So
He's a
well, let's
socialist.
okay. So my question is, did you and do you still feel the same way with the folks that are burning the flag while serving under Trump and the administration? Did you feel the same way under Biden if people were burning the flag?
Yeah,
Because
You
yeah.
I
I
still
know,
felt
feel
this
the
way
way.
for a long time.
right.
You
So
still
that's
feel.
that's what I want to understand. Some people they did not like when people were burning the flag when a Democrat is in office, but they have a problem with it when Trump was in office. And that's I wanted to just mitigate that. So he clarified that. Thank you.
All
Yeah, I
right,
mean, people
let's
can
get.
burn whatever is their property. You can burn, whatever flag you want. I mean, like Corey said, he was, would burn like Mexican flags or transgender flags. Like, hell, I'll sell you the flag. I'll make some money off of this thing.
Yep.
But it's
And
your
guess what?
property. I don't care.
And I would do it while I'm playing mariachi and bachata, and then I'm gonna break out "I'm Every Woman" for all the transgenders. I would do it all while I'm playing all those good fucking songs.
Hey, if you do that, let me sell it like a pay per view or some shit, so we can all make money. Go ahead,
Now
Root.
and I put on the fucking sombrero.
Okay,
Hey,
Speedy Gonzalez, let's calm down now.
Popeye's chickens. Popeye's chicken sandwiches are 2 for $7 at your local Popeyes. By the way, go ahead, Root.
So, it's been touched on a bunch, and I hear people talking about, I'm not saying no names, but I hear people talking about, I'll I see you burning my flag, and I'll swing on you, I'll knock you out, this, that, and the other. There's a concept in the Second Amendment groups where you know what happened. You're responsible for what you do. If you knock somebody out for burning a flag, and yeah, you're ready to go to jail for the night for simple assault, what happens when that dude you knocked out breaks his skull on the curb and dies? Are you ready to give up your whole life because you felt bad because some dude burned a flag that wasn't yours to begin with? And that's called second order consequences. And nobody who talks about getting violent over burning the flag ever stops to think about that. And there are plenty of documented cases of somebody being hit one time in the face and dying, and the person who hit them rotting in prison. So think about it.